I'm standing here on a riser at the Western Wall, which is just behind the camera. I'll show that to you in a second. But this is part of what's called the media scrum. We're all waiting here for Vice President Mike Pence to arrive as part of his visit. And this is what it's like. You get really kind of packed in here. That's my friend there walking by. A little bit of pushing and shoving, but this is kind of what to expect when you cover an event like this, a historic event at that. Vice President Pence just arriving at the Western Wall. He is joined by the rabbi of the wall and other dignitaries and Jewish officials here, along with the foreign delegation. I'm seeing U.S. Ambassador to Israel, David Friedman, and other members of the Trump administration. The vice president was then escorted to the wall by Rabbi Shmuel Rabinovich, chief rabbi of the Western Wall, and Mordecai Eliav, director of the Western Wall Heritage Foundation. The vice president placed a note in the wall before then putting his right hand on it in quiet prayer. He was then led back to sign the Western Wall Heritage Foundation's guest book. In it, the vice president wrote, quote, "It is my great honor to pray here at this sacred place. God bless the Jewish people, and God bless the state of Israel always." Before visiting the Western Wall, the Vice President visited the Yad Vashem Holocaust Memorial and Museum. This is the final day of his visit. He returns to the United States later this afternoon, local time. This was, of course, a historic visit. There were a lot of headlines that came out of it. In particular, the Vice President speaking before the Knesset yesterday, saying that the U.S. Embassy will be relocated by the end of next year to Jerusalem. And then, of course, the Vice President also expressing both he and the Trump administration's support of Israel, saying that America stands with Israel. But as for the event today, it was not a long one. It was maybe 10 minutes at the most. And of course, the media often kind of grumbles about the hurry up and wait aspect, waiting for about 2 hours for it to happen. But as you saw, the vice president went to the wall, put his hand on the wall, looked up admiringly, and then when he was finished, his wife Karen, on the other side of where all the media was standing here on the riser, had her own private ceremony with some ladies on the ladies' side. The men and women are split when they visit the Western Wall, but she was there. She touched the wall. She stood silently, clearly in prayer before then departing. Neither the vice president nor his wife answered any questions, but certainly this is something that will continue to dominate the headlines local and be talked about for weeks and months to come. At the Western Wall, here in the Old City of Jerusalem, John Huddy for the Media Line.